Okay, let's make sure everything is green to go. There we go. So I want to redesign this traffic circle real quick before we start too far in, because I like the shape, but when I left last time, I realized that there's actually a better way of forming this shape. So just delete some of these guys, turn off that. So we want, where's the road? We want a 2-lane? I think we want a 2-lane. Because it goes from 3 to 1. So I think we want a 2-lane. We'll just do regular 2-lane. And then we want it to go up 12. Hello, Tanner. Nice to have you back. I did this before. I just gotta figure out how. Because it wasn't like this. It was. I somehow was able to extend it where I had enough room to actually draw a road underneath. So, give me a quick second to figure out how I did this before. Did I use a bigger one? I feel like a bigger one would be even more slope, but maybe. See, it really doesn't like that. And if I go up here, yeah, it doesn't like that until it hits here. My keyboard's like not wanting to work with me. See, I did this. Did I start further back? I don't think I started further back. Maybe I started with a smaller road. It seems like they don't like it unless it's like that. Okay. Maybe that's what I did. That's why I couldn't do that. That's how I did it. Okay. Now I'm just speeding up my memory. Oh, I gotta go do something. Okay, we'll catch up with you later. Hi, Jaden. Okay, so we're gonna actually go like that. So that road is gonna be smooth. Then we need, oopsie, grab the right keys. There we go. We want a small road coming up to about there, and then we're gonna split one off here and one off there. My keyboard's like not wanting to work with me today. That sucks. Okay, so gonna have one like that, and one go like that. There we go. Because that looks pretty. Okay, then we want that one to. Yeah, my keyboard's just not wanting to work with me. That really sucks on my end. Yep, there we go. And now I think this one we need to flip it. So let's quickly do that. There we go. 2 lanes can go that way for now. Which we actually kind of want that. Because that would just give it a nice appearance. Same kind of here, but I don't think we're going to get what I want there. So we're just going to have to do that. That also should have been a straight away. There we go. Okay, so that makes that flow awesome. And then we just simply do these two flows, which Go down there, fine. Perfect. You just get it right like that, done. And one like that, done. That looks a lot better than a bunch of curvy lines. This actually looks somewhat realistic. Okay, so now let's go through some zoning stuff. Make all this commercial. I might actually even move the one thing. What is this? The emergency tower?
The wait is over. It's finally here. Friday night chili bowling
Dang it,
at Andy's
come
Bowling
on.
Alley. Every Friday night, anyone who buys at least 2 games
And
of bowling
I
gets a free bowl of
spin it
chili.
around.
So
Awesome.
don't wait, book a lane now. Due to recent incidents, the chili will only be distributed at the end of your visit. That way you can enjoy it wherever you want. In a park, at home, or on a construction site. In the meantime, you'll have all
This
the
is
fun
where
that
I
bowling can
become
provide.
super
So come on back and be reminded that you're not actually
perfectionist
that good at
about
bowling.
the town.
Andy's Bowling Alley.
Actually, can we put it on this side?
Radio, the best
That'd actually
music
even
in the
look better.
universe.
And we can. Awesome. Because that gives that little area like a purpose. That looks beautiful. Okay, put some more businesses down. Because all these are going to be business areas. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. You become a business. You become a business. I don't know what you're going to be. Okay. So now we're going to sort some things out. Okay. You're actually going to be green. I actually think all this is going to be green. Yep, okay. That's a police station. That's all going to be blue. Can't color that. This all is going to be... half of it's going to be yellow? No. And the other half's going to be blue? I don't know. That's interesting. This whole pathway is going to be interesting. Let's do that. And then for here we'll do that. There we go. Okay, let all the cars fall where they go. Awesome. Now the traveler should renew. Oh, got your time. Why are you sad? Why are you sad? Got your time? Traffic is flowing again. Hopefully better than it's ever flown. Blue. I think I need to remove these these traffic lights though. Or prevent these guys from just driving through. Yeah. We just gotta do quick, simple, just making sure everyone's following the right path on these things. Okay. You can go straight. You can turn here or here. You can turn here or here. Or for whatever reason, you can go that way. You can go straight or make a U-turn. I'll let you make a U-turn. You can go straight or turn. You is our straight path. You are our turn path. And I'll let you make a U-turn as well. There we go. Cool. Okay, let's get some more. These. Simple. 1, 2, and 3. Done. Okay, traffic is starting to back up, but that's fine. We'll sort this out. Not too hard. It's not too hard. Okay, you can turn that way. You can turn this way. Both of you technically can go straight too. So there's that. You guys don't listen to traffic at all, but it's fine. You can go this way, or straight as well. You can turn this way or straight. You actually can't take this line though. Okay, and this guy can go in either of those directions or that way. There we go. Now traffic should flow a little bit better here. Here, very simple. You either go that way, or I'll let you make a U-turn. You can go through, or that way. Okay. Here's a little bit more complicated one. We're gonna have you always go that way. You are allowed to go through or turn. I'll let you go through as well once I find that. Yep, there you go. And then these two can always go through or turn themselves. I'll actually even let this one go this way. This one is through. Oh my gosh, trucks, get out of the way. There we go. So there's that. So all that traffic should be doing well. Now you guys, you're gonna go this way, and you, come on. Where's the circle? There you go. One can go that way or that way. There we go. I don't think I have to teach you guys how to do that one. Okay. So now I think it just requires them settling. But I think traffic will begin to flow faster. Actually, wait. You can't go through. You guys can't go through, because if you guys went through, it'd be the same thing as if you went the other way. Stupid cars. You should be going this way if you want to go through. Same thing with you guys. You shouldn't be going through either. Because they got alternate paths. I don't like that U-turn here. That U-turn just, no, don't like it. Okay, I think traffic will get better here. I like the appearance at least. The appearance looks a lot better. There we go. That traffic's flowing. So everyone seems to be wanting to turn that way. That's interesting. It's interesting once you start seeing where the traffic patterns emerge. I'm waiting for lights to change. Oh wait, lights aren't changing. There's a backup here. Why is everyone... Whoopsie. Oh yeah, remember you guys can add your own sims and stuff in this. This is a backup. There's a big backup here. There we go. Clear that back up, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. Awesome. It's because there's a backup here, and that's because a lot of cars want to... Why does a lot of cars want to turn that way? That's such a strange phenomenon. There's a lot of cars kind of want to turn that way. Which I think I'm going to prevent them. I think they're all going to go down this street. Because if we don't do that, then that backup occurs because they're taking the incorrect path. So that's going to open up this path a little bit more as an option. And we just see how much traffic actually travels down that road. I don't think a lot of travelers traffic's going to travel down this road. Yeah, that's a more even flow. And then I think we should have... No, lights seem to be not too bad. Yep, lights seem to be not too bad. It builds up the traffic on that line, but... How bad is it? Maybe we shouldn't have lights. Let's quickly solve that problem. We won't have lights. You got priority. Actually, no. You guys have priority. You guys have to yield. Priority, priority, yield. Priority, priority, yield. Priority, priority. Priority. Actually, you're gonna be the yielders. If they need to be. There we go. Now traffic looks like it's flowing a lot smoother. I guess that's the one downside to having that tiny street right before. So I guess we could remove that. That's up to you guys. I'll let you all decide that. Oh, dang it. I forgot to adjust the latencies. Well, you guys get hopefully decent quality. Yep, that looks a lot better. It looks like we're having traffic flow. Awesome. We got boat tons of money though. So we're actually going to do one thing, hopefully. Nope. Actually, it doesn't look like we'll be able to do that. So we're just going to have... Hopefully this still has... Yeah, it still has horses coming in and out. It's just going to... It's going to be a weird little glitchy thing. But it at least has horses coming in and out, which... That's the major step. I think we're going to fix this line. Well, actually, no. It looks like it flows, except when they're waiting for traffic. Which, I guess that's one issue with both ways having priority is they don't know which one to wait for traffic. Yep, there we go. And that's going to back up always because it's just... Until we can get this lot empty, it's always going to be backing up because we're taking a 3-lane and dropping it down to a 2. That's going to be back. I don't know why that's actually backing up. I think it's just traffic problems. Because everything else from that point onwards is smooth. It's just the series of traffics. There we go. We're at least ingesting more. I do think if I made this... Yeah, we're going to pause it here. We're going to fix that street. I thought I was doing smart by having that little small street to combine the two, but I don't think so. I think it's actually smarter to have the little street coming off both than the other way around. And then we just need to flip this one. Pretty easy. Awesome. Which again, shouldn't be a problem, but it appears to be. We also should yield these. Yep. There we go. Get where the ingest is coming in. That's just the workload is just heavy. Priority yield. So that we can get as much traffic coming into the city as possible. Yep, there we go. Oh, look at that. Look at that traffic flow. Oh, that looks nice. A lot better. I know this is like the second stream of me focusing on this traffic, but this traffic was gonna be the nightmare. Like, I'm pretty sure we increased traffic flow. Yeah, we're getting it up there. This is still a nightmare, but that's only because you got this huge city and this upcoming huge city. So that's awesome, actually. Really nice. Really nice traffic flow. And I'm pretty sure as time goes on, it will get even better. Okay. So let's look what we got here. Oh, we got a small forest fire here. Interesting. It started here and just have been slowly burning up the coast. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so we have a people problem. And I have a keyboard problem. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that speeds that up. Okay, we can build this neighbor out a little bit. I was gonna go from this to that, so we're gonna do that, hopefully. So that... Can I do it in such a way that I don't destroy that building? It doesn't look like it. That building's gonna get destroyed, so... Might as well bite off the price we paid. There we go. Nope, come on. Don't do this to me, game. I know exactly where I want to place these things. There we go. And this is all walk, so we're gonna definitely just fill this area up with houses. Beautiful. And look at them. They're already ready to build. So we got this nice area, we got this area we still need to build up, and we got all this area we need to build up. So we actually can take Green Street and extend it. That at least keeps Green Street. And I think that looks nice. Oopsie, I think I chose the wrong one. What was it? Is it this one? I think it was this one. No? What was it? Oh, it must have been this one. Yep. There we go. And then we'll have a nice little bi-directional road split off here. have it line right up with the highway. Whoopsie, too soon. There we go. And then this area right here. I don't know, should we add another road back here? Nah. I think this should be all like residential walking kind of area. I think we're gonna stick right there. There we go. Have it come down here. And then start cutting it nice and evenly across. There we go, and then all this will be green. So, I think this is the best corner to grab. And then that might be the next best. There we go. I did think I highlighted over some blue. Actually, no. Some blue got on my green. Or some green got on my blue as well. And this should all be blue as well, not green. Because again, I'm very particular about where I want certain buildings to pop up. It's the only true way of playing this game. There we go. That should be yellow over here. Okay. I think we need some water. Because everyone's good on water. Might need a little bit of water right there. Here we definitely need a bunch of water. They got no water here. We also need a... Do we have a clinic in this area? Yes. Do we have a police station? No. We definitely need a police station. And since these buildings are destroyed, we'll put one right there. Make everyone happy. That wasn't a police station. That was a fire station. Either way, close enough. We definitely need a police station. Looking for a good place to put it. We'll put it right there. That should keep everyone happy.
To add the old grain mill.
Awesome.
Family restaurant.
Now we should have an education building. We have an education building. Awesome. Cool. So we got this area right here that's having its own little issues. We got some crime down here. I think we were going to build a police station back here as well.
It's not safe
just to cover this back lot.
Risks to anyone who dares enter that.
Let's see.
I
think right there might be good.
Let's
see.
Old flour mill, so we are not responsible for what happened there on that awful night. We just want to focus on making great meals every night.
Awesome. Everything there is going well. That's not connected to anything. You're correct. You're correct. Is it land? Nope. It's literally not connected to anything. Anything I could add that would connect to that would make sense in that little area? I guess I could add one of these more guys, just give it some properties.
Every Friday night, anyone who buys at least 2 games of bowling gets a free bowl of chili. So don't wait. Book a lane now.
Why is this out here? Who knows?
At the end of your visit.
But it at least connects everything.
Wherever you want, in a park, at home, or on a construction site. In the meantime, you'll have all the fun that bowling can provide. So come on back and be reminded that you're not actually that good at bowling. Andy's Bowling Alley.
Okay, it doesn't like it
the
there.
Best music in the universe.
What if I place it right here? It still doesn't like it. It is very picky. It's like, I want to be placed on an actual road, and that's it. And that sucks because I don't actually have a road back there. Does that stretch it, power? No. What if I put it on the other side? Actually, what am I doing? Delete this. We can solve this problem a lot easier. That technically would do it, and I like it. It makes it look unique. That solves that problem. Done. Cool, so this is all growing. This is all growing. There's no more crime. Bubbles appearing. Cool, everyone's happy. Traffic is at least flowing. It's a lot. And I don't think I'll ever get it to be less than a lot. But I also think I need to adjust that. Because I think we have a lot more out than we have in. So yeah. That helps a lot. And it helps the fire department get to the right side. There we go. Look at that. Traffic's flowing. It's a lot still. I'll never get over how much traffic goes through this port. But it at least is constant now. We have a traffic build up here. Why do we have a traffic build up here? Because everyone's making this turn. So ultimately, everyone's coming through here wants to go all the way down here. So in reality, we might extend this road here. It's a 2-lane. Nope, too far. Why does it curve so much? 24. 20. 14. I just want a 90-degree turn, god darn it. 10. 4. 36, 38 each. Am I going too small? Nope, it just doesn't seem like it wants to do that 90-degree turn I want it to do. Okay. Wait, what am I doing? I'm not doing a 90-degree turn. That might be why. There we go, look at that. I think it's not 26 though. I think it's actually 20. It's just a trick. Nope. 24? 22. Okay. So maybe it's 25? Close. 26? 27? 27. Awesome. Cool. That solves some traffic problems. It gives us some more places to put yellow, which we were needing. We need to grab some water, put it down here, connect it up there. Boom! It's your wife's birthday! Happy birthday! Awesome. So now that should relieve some traffic that's flowing in here because it can flow out here now. Which relieves a lot of traffic here. Awesome. Everything's getting relieved. Okay. We still have a huge industry demand. And this city is getting built up. Which I really like this, like, private residence right next to the highway. But I guess if you want to live in the city, this is the place to be, though. Got a little bit of traffic building up here, but hopefully that's marginal and will be quickly evaded. Actually, I think I know what the issue is. We're gonna resolve this. Yep, that wasn't organized. There we go. Now traffic organized. Traffic can move. Theoretically. Why isn't the other half of traffic moving? There we go. I actually have a traffic light there? That's strange. That really should not have a traffic light, but hey. There's just too much of a traffic demand to have a traffic light there. Because it's just going to build up on the highway each and every time. Now we're going to fix that real quick. Okay, I have to remove the traffic light thing. How do I remove? Copy, stop. Turn off. Nope, okay. Stop. Remove. There you go. I want it where priority geared. We got cars on the highway, we need to take them off. If we don't, we gotta keep them on. Why does it seem like it's not following it? Priority geared. You guys should totally be yielding. Stop. Okay, that might be how to fix that. Or maybe this actually should be priority, and the other one should be geared. Because the other one doesn't have as many. Yeah, I think that's how that should work. And we got traffic semi-flowing through here nicely. Let's verify that. Oh, it's all fine, Amber Child. It is all fine. I just want to check up on some traffic here. Okay, I think we can control this traffic a little bit better by giving them the requirement to already be in the right lane. And then this one is the go-through lane. You get a choice on that one. And I think we're gonna have it where this traffic can yield. And that traffic's priority. Just because it's more traffic, and more traffic means it should have higher priority. Okay, how's traffic flowing in here? We got a little bit of traffic, but I think it's the Amish that's really causing that issue. Let's see, does this ever resolve? Yeah, it resolves. Right here. Go, traffic! Yep, beautiful. Because we shouldn't get that many traffics going through, because they either came on the highway, or whatever. This one, that's a lot of traffic going through. But this one's also okay, because most of it should be going back onto the highway. Or not. Interesting. Let's fix this road up then. Because that's actually an interesting side effect. Because I expected a majority of that going back on the highway. Actually, we'll have you guys take the outer line always. So this one can go on always in the inner, and this one always can go on the outer. Relieve the traffic. Give them a point to go to. There we go. There we go. That should relieve some traffic down here. City's still going strong. Need to build up the industrial. So we actually got a few places we can build up industrial. I think I'm going to build up this area real quick. Look at this. It's empty. For once in this entire stream, it's empty. Okay, so let's build up this real quick. I think we're going to take the middle, right about here. Of course, we went with the 2 lanes, so we're going to drop down to a run road. And I think we're just going to go straight back. Don't even give it a curve, just straight on back. And then we'll give it a nice curve on each line. There we go. There we go. That looks great. Beautiful. And then we're just gonna expand our range here. That gives some more industrial places. This should actually be a little small street, not a big street. Just to keep traffic balanced. There's a good amount of traffic, but look at that flow. Because they know where they're going. The only reason the middle gets halted is because it could technically go in the middle of the outer. Which I guess, actually, now that I think about it, yeah. I should actually remove the middle from this guy. Because the outer lane is regularly the lane that doesn't get backed up. That will relieve even more traffic. See, I'm learning. Yeah, this is traffic lights. Yep, cool. I think as long as that has traffic lights, we'll be good. Oh, it looks so perfect. Okay. So, we had a wildfire there, but... Okay, we got a little bumper-to-bumper traffic, but it's also an all everyone's turning basically. So I think we actually can start implementing some public transport right here. I think we might expand this road out a little. Start building up this area. Because if I remember right, this is all wood, right? Smoke. No, I thought I had an industry on here. Did I not put industry on now? Oh, there it is. Hi Tanner, welcome back. We fixed our one highway area. Actually, this is a big road, so we should do a 2-lane. I'll put it right along the edge. That's nice. And then it will go, then we'll have it curve up along here. Yeah, like that. And we'll have it curve all the way around here. And then it will make a sharp turn and basically go right back down there. But we want, where's the 90 degree? That's its 90. So we'll do that. So this is our new industrial area. I've never seen this game. It's called City Skylines. We basically build cities. So we actually solved our traffic problem. This is the solution. And of course, if you want to be added to the game, just give me a name of the street, building, district, person, all those sorts of things, and we'll add you, and I'll try to keep track of you and try not to delete your building. Like the 6 Knights home. The 6 Knights home is right here, sitting all lovely. There's actually been a lot of development, so some buildings might have gotten deleted, but so far so good. We also got this nice little area right here. Our city is becoming less straight, which is always a good thing. Let me add some water to that building. Awesome! Just tell me what you want to be and I'll definitely add you into the game. I just need to add some water coming down here. Just so that I have it for water. And we'll add some industry here. Fire, that's great. We are fire departments all the way over there. So theoretically they should have sent somebody out. Oh my gosh, I'm so confused with where these lines are going. Okay. So none of these are going in the place we need them to go. Okay, let you think, I'll let you think. Okay. We need better fire. Which means I might put a fire station right on the edge, right here. We'll actually put a big one. Actually, you know what? We'll put such a big one. We have money. We're gonna put a fire helicopter brigade right here. So now, if we have forest fires or anything, they'll come and respond. Hopefully they put out house fires. I don't know if they put out house fires actually. So, it needs power. We can get that. That's somewhat easy. We just have to tap into it. We'll tap right there. Just do Tanner. Okay, so I'm guessing you want to be a person? And then I'm guessing you want to be a male person? We'll put a little fire station here too. We'll put a smaller one. Actually, I like it on... let's put it right there. I like it right there. Okay, do you have a specific age? you want to be? If not, we'll just choose one at random. And then do you want to be in the city? Or do you want to be somewhere in this, like, town, village kind of thing? Which, this is kind of getting completed. 21. Okay. We have a crime issue right there. That's interesting. That's actually somewhat funny. The funny thing is, I actually don't think we need that building anymore. Town. Okay. So, let's quickly find you. 21. Nope. 21. Nope. Oh. Come on. The game's being rude.
Last year,
70.
Horse Economy 3
23.
smashed PC sales records and took the industry by storm.
Oh.
Now the
I might have to give you guys a quick second. Give me just a quick second.
that delves into the cutthroat world of real estate. Horse Economy 3, stable markets. Can you work your way from lowly horse to be the head of a major real estate empire? Can you spin your holdings into $1 billion conglomerate? Can you work your way under the fence and out of your pen and onto your life as a property mogul? Spreadsheets have never been hotter. Pre-order now and get a free horse hat. Horse Economy 3, stable markets. Buy low, sell hay.
You're listening to Cities Radio. As a radio host, I feel like I have the best job in the world. I get to sit in a studio for hours and hours listening to my favorite music and talking to people that almost never talk back. There's a window into another room where Alex sits and moves all the knobs. Hi, Alex. Alex says his microphone doesn't work, but that's fine. I'll just talk to you listeners after the song.
Colossal Ore. We are the leading producer of minerals, ore, and natural resources, which means you're benefiting from our services whether you know us or not. No matter what our critics say, at Colossal we...
Okay, and I'm back.
As well as
Okay, we're looking for 21.
we work so hard.
Awesome, you'll be here Friday? That is great. I'm gonna keep looking for you. You got 22. I'm gonna just mock him real quick. But we're gonna try to find a 21. 24, 25, 26, no, 23, 23, 20, yeah, 73. That's not good. Okay, cool. You're down with that? Awesome. So we got a well-educated person currently working at Drugstore 2.0. We're gonna name him Tanner, and we're gonna keep track of him. Going to work/school until 1800, which would be 6. So you work until 6 p.m. That's pretty good. We're gonna go up here now, and I think I hit this little thing. Yep. Cool. Now we can keep track of you up in the corner. You're poor, but you're healthy, so that's good. Okay. Anywhere else we need to do? Okay. We got a boat ton of demand right now. So we're actually going to build up the city slightly more. We're actually going to do 2 things. That's slightly off than real life. Or if you want, up to you. Completely up to you. You can provide a little bit more detail, and I can see about if I can get you a little bit more of a real life, up to real life version. Distance is too short. I think something's breaking this. There we go. I'm like, distance is too short. What are you talking about, game? There we go. And then I think I want it right there. There we go. So that then this zone can actually go all the way across and go all the way in here. There we go. Okay, so we got some blue where I'm going to put some green, so we need to take that off. Boom, 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 We got a bunch of green, so let's zone all that up. There we go. Some new towns. We got a lot of death in this town. Let's resolve that. We need some death care. That's not death care. Death care! The care for the ones that are dead. There we go. Hopefully that resolves some of that death care. We already got people traveling this alternate route, saving us on traffic. Which, that's good. Okay, so we got some more. Ooh! One of our medical helicopters actually went off and saved someone. That's cool. Okay, so we actually got a lot of shopping. Oh my gosh. We got a lot of traffic here. Why do we have so much traffic? Oh no. Oh no. That's why. Because it really should be traffic on the highway should get off the highway. People. And then everyone else should yield. No one's yielding. There we go. That's interesting. We got a lot of traffic on that side. We got a lot of traffic on this side, but it flows, which I'm confused about. Oh, you see what's happening? No, that's not really what's happening. Interesting. Am I doing Jackbox on Friday? I don't know for sure. I sadly cannot really say what I'm going to stream until about the day of, because it really depends on my mood. But we can try to do Jackbox on Friday. We might see if I can snag the black and one in and see if he's willing to do Jackbox with all the Jackboxes. I don't know if this traffic's getting quite long. Oh wow, this is horrible. What is holding up all this traffic? I don't know. It's like they go in here and then decide to take as long as they can to get to the other side. Of course, it's the Amish. It's the Amish. The Amish is causing the traffic jam. What packs do I have? I only have the second one right now, but we can quickly resolve that. That's an easy resolve. Jaden, I do like the music as well. Once I found this music channel, it was really good. See, I don't know why there's so much traffic, because theoretically, if any of this traffic should go over to this side, it should just go over there. Not take its sweet time around. Okay, so that's our city. Yes, I have Game Pass. You caught me. You caught my scam. So also, it seems like a lot of vehicles are not joining here. Instead, they're going up here and then joining there, which that's problematic. We don't want that. We want them to decide way before. If they're coming up here to decide, they should just flow through. Because they should decide before that. That will give us both lanes to actually run traffic through. Why are you still deciding? What's going on? I literally just made sure there wasn't any other decision-making points, and you guys like literally just created one. No. If you're on this road, you're on this road. I don't care where you're going, but you gotta have decided before you hit that road. Don't worry, me too. Oh, from the reactions you guys all had last, Sunday, I definitely am planning on purchasing it. So hopefully that resolves some of the traffic issues, all of the traffic issues. I don't know. They seem to still be deciding lanes mid-thing. I really wish there was a way I could be like, if you don't have room, you just keep going. Don't try to merge into it. Don't stop traffic to merge. But, hey. At least we got traffic going on both ends now, which that's good. That's gonna relieve some of it. Nice. Okay. So that's that. I think, what are we? We're at the hour mark, so I think we are good here. Again, really like how this city's growing. Overall. We have 2 cemeteries here. We have 3 cemeteries in this city now. Plan to grow this one out more. I want this to kind of become an industrial park. I don't think I'm going to connect these two. I think I like the separation. And then I might build actually I might build a commercial sector right here. Have the separation here. Nah, I don't think anything's going to be built here. If anything's going to be built here, it's just going to be industrial, ruining this for us. Here, we might extend to make this town bigger. Don't know what we're going to do here. Don't know what we're going to do here. So, but we got money. We got people demand. We're at 12,000. I think that was the goal of this stream. Did we hit our goal? Yes, we did. Wow, this stream was really good. Got our traffic problem sort of solved. It at least works. A lot of people are at least flowing through. Got some traffic caught here, but that's because people can go back out. Which in reality, they should have priority, yeah. We'll fix that real quick. They have priority. Why were they yielding? They have complete priority. Joined at 1 minute. I don't know what you mean by joined at 1 minute, but thank you for joining. So, I think we're solving ours. Awesome! Look what happened. We finally can move this and actually resolve our traffic issues. I think we're going to do that and then we'll end the stream because this has been a pain in the neck forever. We're going to put it right here. Yeah, we're going to put it right there. Look at all those happy faces. It's okay, they're going to be even more happy real quick because guess what we can finally do? We finally can actually remove this. Where is it? We're gonna move this so it's right there. Just so we can put the bigger road. But we finally can put the bigger road! We finally can do it! Oh my gosh. There we go. And then we'll move him back. Put some yellow. It's kind of strange that we got some blue just sitting in the middle of an industrial park, but I guess everyone got to eat at some point. Put some blue back there. Watch this traffic flow. Watch this traffic flow. It'll get there. We got basically 3 lanes of traffic here now. And we actually can even go in real quick and fix a bunch of this up. Oh, we actually got 4 lanes. That's too many. We might have went too many there. Should have been 3. There we go. That's gonna resolve that up nicely. But now we can go in here and go, okay. You can go here. You can go here. And you can either go this way or this way, and you just call it a day. You can go there, and you can go here or here, and we just call it a day. Look at that traffic. It flows. We got motion. Is this game on Game Pass? I don't know. I've never played it on the Xbox. I believe the blackened one has. But I don't know for sure if it's on Game Pass. I believe it was on Game Pass at one time. So, other than that, I'm not 100% sure. But we got traffic flowing now. We move this over. We actually can make this start collecting again. Stop emptying. Start collecting trash again. There we go. So, got a nice little thing. You guys need to name a district for this, like, that's some bright ass buildings. Need to name a district for this city. And we can continue building that. So I think this city's coming out pretty nice. Few polluted areas. This is all going to become polluted very quickly. But I think we're going to stop it here. I hope everyone has a great rest of the week and talk to you all later. Bye bye.